Greetings to you all viewers of Equinoxe Television. It's 6 p.m. by our studio clock, and you're all welcome to the news. We begin right away with our major stories. The suicide rate in Africa, Cameroon to be more precise, is said to be on an increase or on a rise. Why do people decide to take away their own lives? We will be attempting answers to that question in this newscast with medics, and also we will be taking you over to Nigeria, precisely in Anambra State, where over 75 persons have lost their lives after a boat capsized, and it occurred after several women were running away from floods in Nigeria. Details and more in this newscast. Welcome back, viewers. We are taking you right away to the southwest region first, in Mamfe, where a security guard has been killed and also a gendarme officer has been wounded after an attack on a bank in Mamfe in the Manyo division of the southwest region. Suspected separatist fighters are said to be behind the attack in that bank in Mamfe, as our staffman Smart Njikan Gabriel tells us in the report which comes up next.
An ugly start of the week for the inhabitants of Mamfe town in Manyo division, southwest region of Cameroon. It was about midnight on Sunday, breaking Monday, when an alleged separatist group attacked a bank in Mamfe. The attack, we were told, led to the killing of the security guard on duty, Pa Enge George Epa, while the gendarme officer on duty was wounded by a bullet and rushed to the hospital where he is responding to treatment. The manager of the bank that was attacked, who was still in shock, refused talking to us. Around the crime scene, security forces discovered a bullet shield called in local parlance Odeshi, allegedly left behind by the separatist fighters. This is the latest attack in Mamfe town after the attack on Chang village, where priests, sisters and church workers were taken away. For now, the amount taken from the bank haven't been disclosed. Investigations are on course.
We stay with you, Smart. From Mamfe, you now take us to Kumba, where Christians of the Presbyterian Church in Kumba town have been called to give peace a chance. The call was made by a college of pastors over the weekends during a cleansing and dedication service of PC Kumba town, which has been rocked by several crises. Let's now have more in this report.
Some Christians of Presbyterian Church Kumba Town were present in church this Sunday. It was the first church service holding in the church premises since the seal placed by the senior divisional officer of Meme, Ntundong Shambalen, was removed from the church some weeks ago. The first church service was used to cleanse the house of God that was transformed into a shrine due to a crisis pitting the Christians and the pastors. During the cleansing and dedication service of PC Kumba Town, Christians were urged by the College of Pastors to shun away from trouble and ask God's forgiveness. The cleansing and dedication service saw the presence of the paramount chief of the Bafos, Mfon Ekoko Mukete IV, alongside the divisional officers of Kumba 1 and 2. This was the first church service holding at PC Kumba Town, and many are hoping that a repeat of the incident that led to its sealing won't occur again.
Gracious to you.
Thank you, Njikan Gabriel, for that report. And now on to something else. Elements of the National Gendarmerie Brigade in the Damara region have been called upon to exercise their duties with professionalism. The call was made in that part of the country, as Innocent Azet tells us in this report.
Quand nous sommes en opération, on ne viole pas les droits de l'homme.
Violation of human rights, including ethics and deontology by some elements of the National Gendarmerie when exercising their duties, must be discouraged. This was echoed during a mind education special training seminar in Yaounde, Adamawa region, grouping elements of the 3rd Gendarmerie region for the Adamawa. This training aims at sharpening their minds and morality. As such, they will be professional when exercising their duties, voice of violation of human rights.
Du droit international et même du droit national en matière de défense des droits de l'homme.
Colonel Njoka Dominique reminded his elements to be disciplined and keep in mind that the population look up to them to uphold human rights, respect, to be vigilant and aware of the social media that can always expose them.
Attention, tout ce que vous faites maintenant, vous ne savez pas qui est où, qui est en train de filmer, qui est en train d'enregistrer.
With the mind training, the commanders of the various gendarmerie brigades in the Adamawa region are thus expected to oversee their elements scrupulously, respect ethics and deontology, as well as human rights when carrying out their operations.
And now we talk health. The rate of suicide in Africa, in Cameroon in particular, is said to be on an increase or on a rise. Why do people decide to take away their own lives? In commemoration of the 30th edition of the World Mental Health Day, our reporter Lucy Essien spoke with health experts, a psychotherapist who attempts an answer to why people decide to commit suicide.
Recently, the rate of suicide committed in Cameroon has drastically increased. According to the World Health Organization, about 11 people out of 100 inhabitants commit suicide per year in Cameroon. Medics say there are several reasons why people commit suicide. Professor Jingwe Eroro is a psychopathologist.
Situations like failures or any kind of issue where someone might have a dream and that dream fails in accomplishing.
Medics also say there are signs and symptoms when someone is about committing suicide.
If the person has chosen a more active, explicit, radical, rapid way to stop living, that person might enter a grocery and buy some products he or she is not usually buying at that place. And this person is planning, and if the environment, the family, the friends know about the condition, maybe they can identify it like something novel in his behavior.
Professor Jingwe Eroro says suicide prevention is rare but can be reduced.
Prevention in the global health system by promoting good education from the primary school, so that people would be educated in identifying and promoting behavior that are compatible with well-being.
In commemoration of the 30th edition of the World's Mental Health Day, medics advise people to take good care of their mental health.
Means forget about being mentally ill or physically ill. That would lead to generate a state of mind and positive mood that is the better prevention.
The World's Mental Health Day had as theme make mental health and well-being a global priority.
And now we talk economy. Experts at the Ministry of Finance are meeting in Douala to seek ways of reversing the trend of the declining foreign exchange rate or market in the CEMAC sub-region. They are having talks here in the economic capital with banks, microfinance institutions and other business persons. Innocent Azza is a man on that beat.
Foreign exchange regulations are all the legal and regulatory provisions that govern financial relations of states with other foreign countries. The Ministry of Finance, considering a decline in foreign exchange reserves outside the SAMAC zone, meets with commercial banks, microfinance institutions, and business operators to deliberate on the innovations of the new foreign exchange markets.
Since 2019, we had a new foreign exchange regulation that came into force, and the Minister of Finance thought it wise to sensitize the general public on the challenges, on the innovations, on the problems that are facing different stakeholders in the implementation of this regulation.
According to the Ministry of Finance, Cameroon's reserve is at 636 billion francs CFA, which is half of what obtained in 2008. Educating stakeholders on the novelty is imperative.
Can identify challenges in transfers. Sometimes people had complained about difficulties in carrying out transactions at international level. We really expect, as according to the instructions given by the Minister of Finance, that awareness, people should be aware of these regulations, and they should know what is new compared to the old.
The objective as a whole is to increase foreign exchange reserves in order to maintain a good exchange parity, guarantee monetary stability, and economic development.
And now we take you out of Cameroon to inform you first from Cameroon, Nigeria, that at least 76 persons have lost their lives after a boat capsized. Most of the victims were women and children who were trying to resettle after their villages were inundated. Let's now have our foreign news roundup with Glory Mala.
The installation ceremony of Mohamed Idris Itno as president of the transitional team in the Republic of Chad for a 2-year term this Monday, 10 October, is attended by high personalities. And among such persons is the President, Major General Muhammadu Buhari. This comes at the end of a major national dialogue launched on August 20th between the civilian and the armed opposition and the ruling junta. 16 months after the proclamation of the young general Mohamed Idris as president of the Republic following the death of his father. 2 days to the close of the national dialogue, delegates adopt a number of resolutions to renew the transition of a maximum of 24 months and to keep who becomes the president. And in Nigeria, at least 76 people have been reported dead after a boat accident in southeastern state of Anambra. The boat, which was carrying at least 80 people, capsized. Most of the victims are women and children trying to reach safety after their community have been inundated by floods. A 60-year-old man lost his wife and 3 children aged between 2 and 6. President Muhammadu Buhari offered his condolence to the families and ordered a review of safety measures. At the same time, called on the emergency service to give an account for those missing. In Liberia, the trial of former Liberian rebel Commandant Kuti Kamara opened this Monday, 10 October in Paris court. Mr. Kamara, who is on trial under universal jurisdiction, an international law that recognizes that the persecution of certain crimes transcends all borders. He is accused of rape, murder and torture during the first civil war in the 1990s. Landslide in Venezuela, as 52 persons are still missing and at least 25 people killed in the mudslide that occurred over the weekend in the town of Las Tejeras in the northern Venezuela. The torrential rains in recent days have caused the overflow of streams and landslide that have washed away everything. Authorities have set up several shelters for affected families.
And just as a follow-up, the Venezuelan president has declared 3 days of national mourning following the floods that killed several persons. And as we heard in the last report, several people are still missing. Let's have more. Courtesy the BBC.
The downpour caused landslides and flooding, with the city of Las Tejeras bearing the brunt of them south of the capital, Caracas.
This town in Venezuela has seen its homes swept away and its people wading through mud as the biggest river floods in decades have left those who've survived searching for their loved ones.
We need help. Please help rescue the people, because we do not know if people are buried. I have a missing brother. We need support. It's not only my pain, it's the pain of all the people who are here.
About 1,000 emergency workers are involved in the search and rescue operations as they try to fight their way through the mud and the debris. When the El Pato River burst its banks, it caused massive floods that swept away houses and shops in the city of Las Tejerías, south of the capital of Caracas. The country's officials have been visiting the worst-hit areas.
We've had 100 litres of water per square metre, which is the record rainfall for a month in this area.
And before we take leave of you, this information just gets into our studios. A bike rider in Bikoko just lost his life after his bike was crushed by a speedy truck, and the two passengers on the bike jumped off the bike and got their lives saved. Sure, we will be coming back to that in details with the images in our subsequent editions of the news. Thank you, viewers, for always being with us. That was it for the news. Thank you so much for watching. Don't go away. Our programs continue as Equinoxe comes up as usual at exactly 7 p.m. Stay with us on Equinoxe Television. Bye-bye for now.